So yesterday evening, after I got off of work, I came home, had a conversation with my son, making sure that he took care of the tasks that I had laid out for him, which he did. He's a good kid. He is very, very on top of things when it comes to making sure that the things I ask him to do, that he does it, because he does not want those consequences and those repercussions, because I do hold my son accountable. But anyway, shortly after, my mom came home, and as I am preparing dinner for myself before SmackDown comes on, she said something very profound. She says, while sitting in this living room, what if your grandmother was still alive? I'm pretty sure she would be over here all the time enjoying your house. And I took a step back and I thought about that for a second. One, the fact that my mother is sitting in my living room, just at peace, enjoying herself, that's one thing that I think every man should experience. This is why it's so important, guys, that you have your own domain, because when you have your own domain, even your parents have to follow your rules, right? And also being able to take the resources that they put into you, meaning your parents, and cultivating it in order for you to create your own household, your own family, because without your mother and your father, you wouldn't be here, regardless of how you feel about them. You would not be here. And the resources, it might have been small resources, might have been large resources, whatever it was, it allowed you to create your own house, your own environment, your own peace. They allowed that for you. So that experience, number one, is what I was thinking about while I was cooking. And then number two, I started thinking about, yes, what if my grandmother was alive? How would she view me now? Would she really be that proud of me? Would she really say, hey, you're doing your thing. I'm so proud that you became the man that you have become. I'm so glad that you become the father that I knew that you were going to be. Because these are the things that was going through my mind when my mom brought up my grandmother, because I hold my grandmother very dear to me, and I wish that she was alive to actually see me thrive, flourish, see her great grandson, how awesome and amazing he has become, how much of a scholar and an athlete he has become, because those are her DNA that's inside of him as well. And guys, you have to make sure that whatever resources that your parents, your grandparents have poured into you, you never take that shit for granted. And before I get started, you know what I'm about to say. It is Saturday morning thoughts. It's AT Malone, the first of my name, because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now it is exactly, come on, watch, 5:14 a.m. and your boy is running extremely late. I'm gonna do my best to get to work on time, but if I don't, it is what it is, man. Nobody's perfect. You can't be on point 24/7. Mistakes will be made, but I'm gonna do my damnness to try to get there. But it has been a very long week for me. Even though I've only worked 3 days, because this was my short week, it feels long because my son is out of school and we've been going to the gym in the morning. And remember, guys, I work out as soon as I wake up. So going to the gym a few hours later, running up and down that court with him is no joke, especially being 40 years old. I am no spring chicken, okay? Beyond the imagination, as much energy as I try to conserve, listen, age catches up to us no matter how much in shape you are, how you diet, you exercise, it does not matter, okay? With age, you know, it comes with the downsides of life. So I'm just working through those motions and trying to get my life together with my son being out, and I'm doing it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. He's only been out of school for about a week, so we're gonna get back in the swing of things. But just to continue the conversation, guys, do you ever think about how your grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, how they would view you if they were still living? Because, of course, a lot of our grandparents are probably in heaven looking down at us, but do you think about if you are making them proud, or are you being a disappointment to them? Are they rolling around in their grave because of your bad decisions? And my thing is this: I never ever wanted my grandparents, my great grandparents to look at me in disappointment because of certain actions that I've done, certain decisions that I've made, the outcome of my life. And that's what has kept me out of jail. You know, it's kept me from living on the streets, all of those things, because I know that they have endured more than I have in their lifetime. Think about it, man. Like, my grandmother died being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. She was able to give a inheritance to my mother, my aunts, and my uncles, right? And she grew up in harsh times. I mean, shit, she grew up in Jim Crow, segregation. She grew up in all of those, you know, things, man, that was going on in the United States of America. And she was still able to manage to build up a significant net worth so she could leave it to her children. So when I look at these things, I'm like, damn, my life is nearly going to be as hard as hers because of the harsh realities that she had to experience that I will never in my lifetime ever have to experience. I have more opportunities than she had. So I gotta make sure that I do my best to capitalize on those, since I ain't gotta deal with segregation, Jim Crow, and all of this systemic racism bullshit, which is not true. Because if it was so bad in 2026, how the hell was my grandmother able to generate a significant amount of resources, assets, properties? I'm talking about more than one piece of property back in those days, you know, the 30s, 40s, 50s. How was she able to do that? And that is the thing that I look at as far as me making sure that I don't make any excuses on why I am not successful, why I'm not prosperous, why my son doesn't have the necessary resources in order for him to be successful. No. So there is no excuses on this side. We are not going to use the color of our skin for an excuse of not being able to reach the levels in life that we need to be. We are supposed to be better than our parents. We're supposed to be better than our grandparents, right? And that's not a bad thing, because we want that. I know I want that for my son. You should want that for your kids. You should want your kids to do better in life than you are. So I tell my son this: listen, you see this nice house that we're in? Well, when it's your turn, your house needs to be twice the size of this house. And it might sound materialistic, might sound superficial, but at the end of the day, how do you show growth without purchasing material things from time to time, right? And it's not a bad thing. He might have a huge family that might require him to have a bigger piece of property. So there's nothing wrong with that. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that the sacrifices that our ancestors, our elders made, it doesn't go to waste. So you have to make sure that you make good decisions. You have to make sure that you keep in mind that they are looking down at you to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do. And sometimes if you are spiritual, they might pay you a visit. Real talk. I ain't gonna lie to you. We'll get into that maybe a little later on down the road. But either way, guys, you gotta make sure that you are making your parents proud, your grandparents proud. And if your grandparents are still alive, you gotta make sure that you spend as much time with them before they depart from this earth. You gotta make sure. And even me, man, I have a grandmother that's still alive that I need to make time to actually go and see. So I gotta practice what I preach as well. I can't tell you to do something and I'm not doing it, right? So just make sure, guys, that you keep in mind the things that I'm discussing this morning, because you're going to encounter it. And it feels good whenever your parents actually come to your spot, man. I'm telling you, you get a sense of pride because, we used to run amok in our parents' house, right? And the fact that they can come to your domain, they can get up in your refrigerator, you can't really say anything because, hell, they're your parents, and you just relish in that experience. I know I do, because I have an open door policy at my house. My mom can come over whenever she wants. My brother can come over whenever he wants. And I just like the fact that I have built a life for myself to allow them to be able to do that. So keep grinding, keep working. And I'm telling you, once you experience this, having your parents come over to your spot and just enjoy the fruits of your labor, man, there's no better feeling in the world. I promise you. But your boy done cooked up for about 10 minutes. Still got to eat, feed the dog, make my coffee, and get my ass to work. Hope you guys have a blessed, safe weekend. I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to like the video, sub to the channel, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
People still talking shit behind my back. That's cool, but I'ma just do me. It's all I can do. They say life's a chess game, well, make it move. But I'm ahead of you and I'm plotting my next move. Gon' run your mouth about me, it's all good. But I'ma still keep a positive attitude. But what you should worry about is what I'ma do. Cause right now I'm plotting my next move. I'm worthy before my competition is